Hello students. In the first revision video, we have covered first three chapters. Now we will see fifth chapter in this. Now fourth chapter is that Excel formula and functions. Introduction to formula. A formula is a sequence of values, cell references, names of functions or operators that produces a new value from existing values. In Excel, formulas begin with an equal to sign. All of you know that. Every cell in a worksheet has a unique address, also called as cell reference. While entering formulas, use cell references instead of actual data whenever possible. When you use cell references and you change a number used in formula, Excel will automatically redo the calculation for you. You don't have to go and change it. A group of cells in a worksheet is called cell range. Cell ranges are identified by the anchor points, the upper left corner and the right corner of the range. The range reference includes both anchor points separated by a colon. Okay. Now operators. There are arithmetic operators, comparison operators, reference operators, then logical operators and order of calculation. In arithmetic operators, plus, minus, all these signs are there: subtraction, multiplication, division, percent and exponential, that is raised to. In comparison operators, less than, equal to, less than, greater than, less than equal to, greater than equal to and not equal to. Reference operators, colon, space and comma. And whereas logical operators, not, and or. And whenever you are writing the operators in a single formula or function, it may have two, three operators. So what is the order of doing calculation of that operators? For that, percent sign, it will get solved first, then exponential sign, that is raised to sign, it will get solved next to percentage, then multiplication and division, whichever comes from left to right, whichever comes first, addition and subtraction, whichever comes first from left to right, and comparison operators. Now we will see the next is that errors in formula. See, whenever we are typing the formula, because sometimes we may make mistake while typing the formula, we may get error. So we should know what are the errors and how to rectify the errors. Here hash signs, if you'll get, it means that column width is not sufficient for your data. Simply increase the column width. Then hash divide slash 0 means anything, if you have divided by 0 or with a blank cell, it means it is 0. It will give you this sign. So don't, anything cannot be divided by 0 because that is an infinite number. So don't divide it by 0. Name, hash name question mark. The formula contains a function name or cell reference that Excel does not recognize, because see here cell address is given AG plus A2 plus A3. Here AG is wrong because AG is not having any cell reference. Okay, so give the proper reference, you will get the value for that. Then reference, REF, formula refers to the cell that is not valid. See, suppose any particular cell you have added in the addition of those cells, but afterwards if you have deleted that, it will not recognize that is A1 plus A2, but A1 is having some different value, A1 plus A2 plus A3, but A3 is not having value, and in A3 you are showing the result, so it is not getting it. So it is reference it is not getting, so it is giving reference error. And value error, here the value of the cell is not proper. Here both the for A1 and A2 is a numeric value, and for A3 it is a alphanumeric value which cannot be added to the numeric value, so it is giving value error. So instead of Monday, give some number, it will get added and you will get the proper result of it. Okay, now we have seen the errors also. Now we'll see how to create the formula. This everything is revision, all this we have done earlier, correct? So try to I'll try to go fast. Here whenever you want to write a formula, first in that cell you write equal to sign, and then go on selecting the cells. Go on selecting the cells means whichever cell you want, take your mouse pointer on that, simply press end. enter key there, the cell address will come here in the cell where you want the result. Then the cursor will wait for you, the pointer will wait for you to give the operator. There we want to do addition, so plus sign I have given. Then select the second cell, third cell, fourth cell, fifth cell, and at the end of that cell simply press enter key. You will get the result like this. In this particular cell 330 you got the result. Okay. Now copying a formula. For copying a formula, autofill function we can use for one particular this range of cells we have calculated. We have given the formula. The same formula, if we want to copy over these cells, simply bring your mouse pointer at this point and simply drag it over the cells. Like this, you will get formula copied and answers you will get here for all the remaining cells with the autofill function. Uh, Now functions in Excel. Functions are nothing but predefined or built-in formulas in the Excel or predefined formulas. Excel offers many functions that you can use to perform mathematical calculations on your worksheet data. Like example, average, count, max, sum, minimum. Structure of a function. Function in Excel always start with the equal to sign. Function name, that is sum, average, minimum, maximum, count, whatever it is, and the opening parenthesis, that is opening bracket, argument, that is the range you have to specify, and the closing parenthesis, that is the closing bracket you have to give. This is the way you have to write any function using average function. This also we have seen. For this all students, we want to take the average marks, total marks. So what we have to do, select the column, select the cell where we want to display the result, and then give equal to sign, type the average word, that is the function, and give the range of the cell. Means first cell you select and drag over the cells, remaining cells, the range will come automatically. Simply press enter key, you will get the value calculated. That is average of these values is 343.5. You can calculate maximum and minimum values accordingly. For calculating maximum value, you have to select the maximum function from insert function. For that, select the cell where you want to display the result. Then click on insert function button from the formulas tab. When the insert function dialog box is displayed, click on the max function or min function or average function, whichever function you want, and then specify the range of cells. For minimum also you have to specify the range of cells and it will get calculated. Now here are some more functions are there. Calculating loan terms. Uh, you can use Excel payment, that is PMT functions, to calculate the payment. So this also calculate the monthly payment if you take a loan of rupees 2 lakhs with 5% of interest and for 60 months, that is 5 years. Type the principal amount, interest rate and number of months. Click on the cell where you want the result. We want the result here. So I'm clicking on the cell, giving equal to sign and selecting PMT. Click on insert function, selecting PMT function. There you have to specify the ranges, which is the principal amount, which is the rate of interest, and how many years or how many months you want. After selecting that, click on OK. You'll get it. This will get it calculated for you. Okay, and this you have to pay. That's why this amount is coming in with minus sign. Okay, now here optimizing the result with goal seek means our goal is that we cannot we only can pay up to 3,000 only. So if my budget is for paying the EMI or paying the installment, that is only 3,000, so I have to specify that 3,000. Accordingly the rate of interest it will change. This function is available, so you can make use of that by going to data tab and what if analysis and goal seek option, you can get it. Finding square root. For any number you want to find the square root of that number, the SQRT function is available. Either you have to specify the cell where the number is stored, or directly you can write the number in that. Now adding conditional sum means on some condition we want to do addition. In that case, how to do that? For that, See, create a list of values sum conditionally total price of laptop computers. Here, many electronic items are given which have purchased by different persons. But here we want the total price of laptop computers, and then scanners differently, desktop computers separately, and laser printers separately. Okay, so what first laptop computers, how to calculate? Select where we want to show the result, give equal to sign, then click on insert function button, click on the down arrow and select sum if, because with when we want to do sum, whenever we have some condition to be satisfied, and select the function sum if, type the range of the series you want to evaluate, type the comparison operator, that is for laptop computers we want. So comparison operator, there you have to give laptop, that is criteria, you have to specify laptop or desktop or printers or any other criteria, and then you have to select the range of these prices. Okay, select the range of where prices are given, and then press simply click on OK. It will calculate for you only the laptop computer's price. It will add and it will show. Okay, now cell reference. Cell reference means what? Whenever we are referring any particular cell, we have to specify its column and its row. There are three types of cell references: relative, absolute, and mixed. Relative references. While copying the formulas, Excel modifies the cell reference. Excel uses a technique called relative cell referencing. The formula using the relative cell references adjusts the cell reference as it copies to the destination area. For example, C5 is a relative reference. A formula using the relative cell reference C5 instruct Excel to adjust the cell reference as it copied to the destination area. Type the formula B5 multiplied by C5 you want to copy to other cell. Press enter key. Position the mouse pointer over the button right corner of the cell and change it to the sign thin plus sign. See here we have typed the formula B3 multiplied by C3 because that's this price multiplied by quantity. And after here after typing C3, simply press enter key, you will get the price of this. And this same formula we want to copy over these cells to calculate the prices of different products. Now here uh, if you'll click here, see this cell is highlighted. So the address of this cell is B7 multiplied by C7. We have not typed B7 multiplied by C7, but we have used this B3 multiplied by C3 formula and we have copied. So it is copying and the cell reference is changing accordingly. So automatically Excel does this for us. Absolute reference. Absolute reference means the reference remain fixed. Okay. While copying formulas, if Excel does not change cell references and make it constant, at the time Excel uses absolute cell referencing. For $C $5 is an absolute cell reference. Now here type the formula B5 multiplied by $C $5. You want to copy to the another cell. Press the enter key. Position the mouse pointer. See here I'm doing this price multiplied by the quantity. Quantity we are keeping it fixed for laptop, desktop, printer, whatever is the item. Now here this value is constant. So I'm giving the formula here B5. This is relative reference and this is absolute reference. That is $C $5. This is absolute reference. Now whenever I'm dragging, I'm getting this value here. Whenever I'm dragging it over the remaining cells, what will happen? 40,000 multiplied by 5, you will get 2 lakhs. 15,000 multiplied by 5, 75,000. Like this. This B5 is changing. This is relative reference and $C $5. It is remaining constant. It is remaining fixed. So it is called absolute reference. Now mixed reference. A cell reference with only $1 sign before either the column or the row is called a mixed reference. Here C $5 or $C5. Okay, now here see a mixed reference, what it will happen here. Same example, it is dollar B5. This is uh, this is relative reference and this is absolute reference. So this one relative and one absolute, that is called mixed reference. We'll get the same values for this. Now we can change the number format. There are 12 different types of styles which are available. Select the cell range or cell you want to format. Click on the format tab. Click on the down arrow of number format. Click on any number category from 5 to 9. Click on number formats if you don't want to see the category. Here you can give dollar sign, you can give rupee sign, you can change to decimal points, all this. Okay. Increase or decreasing the decimals. This is available in currency, in numbers, in currency, this group. In number group, it is given. In the home tab, number group is there. In that currency, you can change the decimal points. You can increase and decrease with this buttons. Okay, with this commands. Now here, uh, after that we have learned more about the worksheets. That is fifth chapter. We can add a worksheet. Now, how to add the worksheet? See, whenever you are starting Excel, sheet 1 is already given by default. Whenever you want to add the worksheet, this plus sign icon is there on the sheet tab. Click on this sheet 2. This name will get added. This name, if you are having more than nearly 10 15 sheets, so that time these buttons will get activated because all those sheet names cannot be displayed on the sheet tab. So go to previous and go to next sheet. These buttons will be available in that case. Now renaming a worksheet name. We can rename the worksheet, that is whenever name is typed. If you want to change the name, bring your mouse pointer on this sheet name and simply click mouse right button. You will get these many options. Select rename option and give the new name. You can select, you can change the color of this worksheet by clicking on tab color. After clicking on tab color, you will get the color palette. From that color palette, you select the color. That color will get applied to your slide. You can delete the worksheet whenever you want to delete the worksheet. If it is empty without asking, it will get deleted. But if some data is there, it will ask whether are you sure to delete the worksheet. If you will click on yes, it will get deleted. For that, again, bring the mouse pointer on the sheet name and click mouse right button. You will get these many options. See, one of the option is delete. Click on delete, it will get deleted if it is empty. Now there are three worksheet views. First is normal view, page layout view, and page break preview. Now whenever you are opening Excel, always you will get the worksheet is open in the normal view, where you can insert the data, where all the cells are getting displayed along with the tab and ribbon commands. By default, Excel shows your worksheet in the normal view. Now, page break view means in the break view, we can adjust the page break wherever we want to keep. We can keep it. Then page preview, page setup view, where we can set up how actually the page will look like. Now charts. Now we will see charts, types of different charts we have seen here. Donut chart, scat chart, radar chart, 3D surface chart, area chart, pie chart, stock chart, and so many column chart is there, bar chart is there. So many different types of charts are there. Whenever we are entering the chart in the worksheet, we need the data to be selected first. Now creating a chart, for this we should select the data first. After selecting the data, go to the insert tab. In the insert tab, you will get the option for inserting charts. Different options are there. Select any one out of that and you will get the chart displayed. See, in the chart, it is having x-axis, y-axis and the legends at the bottom of it. Correct. So and the actual values are shown with the colorful bars because it is a column chart. Now, whenever creating a recommended chart, because recommend means Excel recommends us which type of chart is suitable for the data which we have selected. So whenever you want to you want to use the recommended chart, there is an option in the insert tab. There is a option in charts group. There is an option to have recommended chart. It will suggest the chart which type of chart is suitable for the data given. or otherwise you can use this quick button which is shown after selecting the data. Through that also you can insert the recommended chart. Moving a chart or resizing a chart. For moving or resizing the chart, first we have to take our cursor or control mouse pointer in the empty area of the chart and simply click the mouse left button and try to drag the mouse wherever you want. It will get shifted to that new place, new location. And whenever you want to resize the chart, that time click on the chart. It will give you 8 points handle. So diagonally pull or just try to reduce the chart size. It is possible to resize the chart. Changing the style of the chart. See, this option is available. For that, click on the empty area of the chart, click on the design tab, click on the new chart style from the chart styles group. See, it is given. Click on the chart styles group and select any type. It can be, you can add chart title also here. Click on the chart title. You will get the cursor inside that box and change the chart title also. Changing the type of the chart. Now, instead of column chart, you can make it bar chart, or like this different way column charts are available, or any pie chart if you want to change the type of the chart, that is also available. For that, again, click on the empty area of the chart, click on the design tab of the ribbon, click on the change chart type button, click on change chart type button, click on the desired new chart type, and click on the desired style, click on configuration you want to use and click on OK. Now inserting smart art. What is smart art? Smart art is something different from the charts, but it is graphical presentation only, but it is not using our table. We can without table also we can have the smart art inserted. For that, click on the insert tab, click on the illustration group, click on smart art, click on type of chart or type of design which you want, click on the subtype of that chart, means the design, click on OK. Type the text into the text boxes, click outside the chart to view it. Here 3 subjects I want to put, so I'm selecting this type of chart which is shown here, and so now in the text boxes I'm typing the data over it. There are so many other types of charts or smart art also available, and for each smart art there is there are many subtopics or subtypes also. You can select any one of it. Inserting spark lines. What is spark lines? Spark lines are tiny word size charts that can appear in a cell. Excel includes 3 types of spark line charts: line, column, and win and loss. You can add a spark line to multiple rows and columns at once. Here what it means, for each data, each series of data, we can put a small graph in any one particular cell. How to do that? For that, select the range of the data. Now here for the first person record, that is Rahul Sharma, we are selecting all the marks he secured, and then after total column I am selecting one particular cell, and there click on the insert tab, click on the column inside the sparkline group, click inside the location range box to make it active. Click the cell where you want the sparkline to appear and click OK. So you see here, can you see the small graph which is inserted for this particular student's data? This way you can copy the sparkline for all other remaining students also. Since it's a small graph, so small idea you will get about that student's performance. Like this, we have tried to complete, we have tried to revise the 4th and 5th chapter of Excel. Now, whenever you will go through this video, study thoroughly, listen thoroughly, and try to study for computer subject. Best of luck for your exam. Now, I'm going to stop it here.